I'm Selin.
I am Deniz.
And I'm Olivia.
Hello everyone. We are in the second episode of Syncast, and we are currently live on Facebook. Please everyone, don't forget to state your opinions, ask your questions. We will remind you later too. And we have now 6 viewers. It will increase and we will remind later.
10, it's 10!
And about Syncast, we are uploading Syncast records to YouTube and Spotify. We already have been uploaded our first episode with Bruno. If you haven't watched yet, you can easily find on Spotify and YouTube. You just need to type Syncro Synergy Croatia and you will find it.
Okay, welcome back to our channel. Welcome back to our second Syncast. And we are so excited to be here with you, with our precious guest, and with our very fresh new topic. And so today we are planning to talk about with our former volunteer Olivia about her ESC project experiences and what makes her a volunteer at the second time. But firstly, so Olivia, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure, thank you. My name is Olivia. I'm 20 years old and I'm from Sweden. I'm from a small town on the west coast, like right between Gothenburg and the Norwegian border. I live there with my brother, my mom, our cat and our dog. And I used to work in a grocery shop, but now I'm here volunteering with Syncro for my second time on the project Changing the World from My Neighborhood, which is a lot of fun. And I really like it because, I wanted to travel, so I sort of quit my job at home. And then this little coronavirus kind of set a stop to all of my plans. So I couldn't really do anything from the list of things that I wanted to do. So I'm very happy to be here instead of being stuck at home right now.
Thank you, we are also happy.
Yes, we are also happy to be with you with Syncro. Cute. So
Yeah, today's concept, we will gonna ask you questions. And let's start. Yeah.
okay. Then I'm asking the first question. How did you find or how did you reach this project?
So my first time, it was, I don't know, I like the story because I had a social science teacher in high school who was obsessed with the European Union. Like, she loved it so much. So basically every single social science class we had, we talked about something that had with the European Union to do.
Mm-hmm.
And like the pros, the cons, what they did, what kind of opportunities we had as young people. And it was very, very useful, very interesting. But one day she brought a lady from an organization called Europe Direct. I think they exist all over Europe, but they have an office pretty close to where my school was. And so she came and she brought with her a guy who was doing his long-term ESC project with them. And they talked about the European Solidarity Corps and what they did and what opportunities they had for us and what we could do with them. And I found it really interesting because there were so many different opportunities and there were so many things you could do. So I just kept that in the back of my mind for a few months until I graduated high school. And that was like almost 2 years ago now. And so when I graduated high school, I had my summer job. And then after that, I didn't really know what I was going to do. So I just browsed the ESC website and I came across the project from Syncro, Changing the World from My Neighborhood. And I thought it sounded very interesting. And I felt like it would be a fun thing to do. So I just applied without checking any deadlines when the project was, nothing. I didn't check any dates. I don't know why. But I just applied. And then I got accepted. And it was super spontaneous because apparently the project was supposed to start 2 weeks after I got accepted. So I was just like, yeah, sure, let's go.
Oh my god, 2 weeks.
That was that.
Perfect.
Okay, let's first talk about your first experience. You can tell, how was it?
How was it? How did you like or how did you find like your first experience?
It was amazing. I came with no expectations really because it was so fast and I never did anything like it. It was the first time I did anything that wasn't going to school. Basically, because I just graduated high school, like I was 18 going on 19 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't done anything in my life. So it was amazing. I didn't know what to expect. I made some great friends. I had lots of fun in the project, and you know, learned new things about myself, about other people and other culture, other countries. So it was an amazing experience.
Great. So before your second experience, can you talk about a little bit? Can volunteers apply second times? How these things works?
Yes, obviously, because I'm here.
Mhm.
No, but this project falls under the volunteering teams category, which they started, I think, pretty soon after I left the first time, but that's not very important. So volunteering teams, you can stack them. You can do however many you like. So basically, I'm not an expert, so I would say like check with a sending organization or a hosting organization what kind of project they have. Because if it's a long term, you can do one, and if it's a short term, you can do one. But then there's the volunteering teams, and they are short term, but you can do many more of them because it's a different category of some sorts. So yeah, if you make sure that it falls under the volunteering teams and not the regular short terms
Mhm.
projects, you can do many projects, which I think is awesome. 'Cause
Yeah, that's good. That's a very good opportunity for who wants to be in different place, different sectors. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, we speak last week about also teams.
Mhm.
And can you
Alright.
explain a little more what is the difference between normal projects, these teams?
I'm not an expert on that, but like I said, you know, the normal projects, if we're gonna use that term, you can do one short term and one long term, and you have to do the short term first, because if you do a long term, then that's it. And the teams, I think we have a definition. Volunteering teams. This is a quote. So, volunteering teams are solidarity activities that allow teams of participants coming from at least 2 different countries to volunteer together for a period between 2 weeks and 2 months in volunteering teams. European Solidarity Corps volunteers will carry out tasks for a project over a short period of time. Despite their shorter duration, these activities will be valuable for both the participants and the communities.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that's the difference. Like you can do more of them, and they combine people from more countries.
That's good. That's good.
And you can check also more information the European Solidarity Corps website.
Yeah, and different organizations that you
Yeah.
can find.
You can mail them what you want to ask if it's specific.
Yeah.
That also counts. Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you find a project, I guess you can contact them and ask.
Yeah. Exactly. So.
Maybe it's better that we can talk a little bit louder.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So she told us what she had experienced and changing workroom. What are your tasks in this project, like World from My Neighborhood project? What are you doing in there?
We're having intercultural workshops with kids. In short, that's how I describe it.
Mhm.
So we're having workshops with the children in different schools around Zagreb, and I think now that it's online, also a bit outside in the rest of Croatia. We're presenting some aspect of our culture in the country where we're from. So it could be some fun games, some tradition, something about the language, just teaching them a little bit about where we're from. And besides that, we also have some personal projects called the Synclouds, which I guess some people maybe have seen here on Facebook, where we can do any other idea that we dream of doing as an event. So we can play games, or we can have movie nights, or I don't know, I think someone had karaoke nights and super cool things.
Yeah, they're super cool. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, great. And name of your project is Change the World
Changing
from
the
My-
world from my neighborhood.
Great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or change for short. Short and snappy.
And it should be great that because you came here again twice. Yeah. What is
Yeah.
your reasons to come back here again?
Oh, so many reasons. I first of all, like, obviously, mainly I didn't have a lot to do at home. So, you know, I wanted to go somewhere else. I was looking for jobs both in Sweden, abroad, wherever. And then I was talking to a friend of mine, and I saw on Facebook, since I follow Syncro now, that I saw that they were looking for Swedes for this round of change. And I saw it and I was like, okay, yeah, nice, cool. But I thought I had like a job opportunity at home kind of secured, so I didn't think much of it. But then that fell apart with that job, and I talked to a friend of mine, and she was like, yeah, well, you can apply to change again, you can come again now that they changed the rules. And I was like, yeah, well, I might consider it because I have nothing else to do. And also, I have my friends here in Zagreb. Since the last time I was here, I really liked it. I liked Zagreb, I liked the project, I liked Croatia in general. And so I saw a great opportunity to come back and be part of a useful, meaningful project again, and be with my friends again, meet new friends, meet new people.
New environments, totally perfect. Like you're getting for totally new cultures, new persons. That's
Exactly.
perfect. Yeah.
You
I
really gain a lot personally
Yeah.
from coming. So that was really nice.
Great. So, is there any differences between your first time and second time? Of course, there's Corona.
Yeah. The obvious one. Of course. I mean, with Corona has changed a lot. I mean, last time I was here during the summer, so we had our workshops. The kids were on summer holiday, so we had our workshops in like the parks and the libraries, and they were optional. So like for example, now we have the workshops during their school hours, so they have to be there. But when I was here last time, they got signed up by their parents, and then they came to our workshops. So that's very different. Like I was a bit nervous, maybe how the kids would react. Would they be more bored because they're in school and they have to be there, and because in summer they came by their free will. But that wasn't the case. They were super great, the kids. And obviously everything is online, which is very different. And I was a bit nervous about that as well. But that also turned out fine. So I think, otherwise it's mainly, if we're gonna disregard the whole COVID situation, it's mostly, the weather. It's winter now, going on spring. I was here in the summer.
And these are differences. I mean, now you're doing everything from office, from online because of the restrictions.
Exactly.
I mean, some kind of things got lifted up as a restriction, but now these are not, of course, for
exactly.
closed areas.
And I mean, last time I was here, we could come and go to the office as we desired. Obviously we have in our contract the hours that we have to work, but we could, if we wanted to work some more on our something that required some extra time, we could just come to the office and sit and work. Now we can't do that because we have to take care of how many people are in the office, because we're not allowed to have 10 people here at the same time.
Different shifts.
And things like that. So it's really a lot to keep in mind in that sense.
And also the event of the Syncros got changed, like we call Synclos, we mentioned before. They're also from online now. You can participate those. Also, you can follow from our page in Facebook and IG. And we do online days, and they are also doing their workshops as online. Yeah.
Exactly. I really like the Sync class online though, because I know the group who was here before us, around 7, someone had a Sync cloud online. I don't think all of them did, but someone. And I was super excited, like me and my friends from my last round I was here. Yeah. We were so excited because we were like, oh my god, we can participate in the Sync class again. It's so much fun. So I really like it in that sense. It's sad that we can't see each other in person and whatnot, but
you're communicating from internet.
Exactly. Yes. I think it's so much fun that the alumni can be here again.
Yes, I agree. So, okay. Our big and main question: how COVID affected the project? like in projects, as a how it affected, as a not the participants' perspective, also in volunteer relationships or office.
I mean, obviously I was talking to some friends about that. They were saying something about did you have a team building? Because we could just go to the bar and hang out and get to know each other. And I mean, we could hang out at the hostel where we're living and get to know each other, but that's not the same thing.
Yes.
So like it's not the same dynamic. And I mean it was harder for all of us to get here, I guess, and we're coming from very different situations, and for some of us this is a lot of freedom. I know some people came from almost complete lockdowns and came here and suddenly they have a lot of freedom, while for me, I came from Sweden and we've been very open. Like for me this is a lot of new restrictions to navigate and I have to think about a lot of things. So yeah, it's a lot to think about, and like we have to be, you know, careful when we do things. Like last time we could, if someone offered to like, oh, there's this thing going on here tonight, come join us, like you could just say yes to everything that was going on, because I think also that's part of the experience kind of being on an ESC project, that you just say yes to random things and you have a good experience. But now we have to be more careful about those things, and like, yeah, but what do they do, and are we gonna get sick, what would happen, where is it, how many people will be there. So yeah, we really have to think twice about everything you do, even though it's, you know, we're here to have a good time and live our lives, but
Yeah,
you have to be more careful, obviously, because of the situation.
Yeah.
Of course, also we're in under restrictions, too many restrictions. Now we making our presentations with our masks. We are doing now with mask,
Yes.
and normally your group with 10 people, you making works with 5 people, so you have to be with small groups. It's also affected. But yeah, what we can do, like we have COVID pandemic.
Yes, it's
Yes.
our health that we're talking about. So actually, and it's going good, I think, as far I observed you in the like workshops. They're
Yeah.
looking super fun. I hear the voices sometimes from the outer office. Yes, it's super fun.
Yeah, I think really everyone's making the best of the situation. Like we're very privileged and happy to be here. So I think really everyone's doing their best, and it's
Yes.
turning out to be very, very good.
So much passion.
Yes.
Of course, first of all, like it's really better than staying in the home
Yeah.
to
It
being
is.
volunteer.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, just being able to come here is amazing. That it's still, you know, working, and that the organizations can keep having projects is
Yes.
like mind blowing to me sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'm just very happy to be here sometimes.
Yes, even under the COVID, it's perfect. So, if you compared volunteering as seasons, summer and like winter season, how are the differences? What changed from both perspective in like workshops and the outside? It's just seasonal.
Oh, I mean, yeah, like I said, the kids were on summer break last time, so we had to, you know, maybe advertise our workshops a little bit more, because you know, we couldn't just contact the schools and be like, hey, can we come? I mean, we didn't do that, the organization do that, but anyway, so I think that changed a lot. Now we know that they're in school and they're gonna be there, and they're gonna be a certain amount of kids. Like when they were on, when they were on the break and our workshops were optional for them. You know, you never knew how many would show up. And yeah, we could take, you know, trips to the coast and have a nice little weekend getaway and go to the beach, which is not really possible right now. It's a bit too cold. But yeah, I guess this weather suits me better as a Scandinavian. Because, you know, used to the cold.
Is Zagreb a winter city? How can you describe that?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I've heard it's very beautiful in December when it's Advent,
Yes.
Mhm.
like before
That's what I
Christmas.
heard.
So I wanna experience that. I wanna see that.
Yes, the spirit of Christmas in every street. It would be wonderful. Like,
Yes, right. I love Christmas. It would be amazing. But yeah, you know, like last time I was here in the middle of summer. I was here from like July until September, and you know, basically everything I knew about Croatia before coming here was, you know, oh, they have this beautiful coastline and it's a very touristy place and beautiful beaches and the sea and everything. And then I ended up in the only major city, which is like land bound, that doesn't have a coast, and I was like, well, great. Yeah, but I like it both in the winter and the summer. Like I have nothing to complain about when it comes to Zagreb.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. So, personal question.
Yeah.
Like,
What did you gain from project as a personal, being volunteering? What you gain?
But again, it's super cliche, but it was life changing for me. It was. I hate saying that, but I can't express it in any other way, because I was always very introverted, and I could never picture myself just going to a foreign country with 10 random strangers before I actually did it.
yes.
So that's why I tell everyone, just do it. Like, don't think about it, just do it. Because like I said, I couldn't imagine myself doing it before I did it, and I did it, and I gained some of my best friends. Like, two of the girls in my round last time I was here, I still talk to them every single day, and they're two of my closest friends that I have, and I'm very, very thankful for that. And I mean, I found out things about myself. I can go up to random people in the hostel and start a conversation with them and get to know them and have a good time, hang out with them or whatever.
Yes, it's very scary in the first beginning, like before
Yes.
you come, how I'm gonna stay with them, we are also in the same time, I don't know, but after you come, it's getting amazing, like magical ambience, and the environment is very energetic, very super powerful thing, like that you feel when you're here. Yes.
Exactly, it just takes over you. I don't know.
Yes.
It's super strange.
Spirit of the environment.
Yes. Truly is. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that was amazing. I was telling you the story, like, I was super lucky after I was here in the summer, my first time. I won one of the free interrail passes from Discover EU, and I went to visit one of the girls that I got to know here on the project, and I stayed with her for almost a week, I think, and celebrating New Year's, and then we went to Berlin together. She's from Germany, and I had that whole experience, and I went on the rest of the interrail trip by myself, and then I made one stop here in Zagreb to come back and visit some people, and that experience I wouldn't have had if I didn't go on this project, and I don't know if I would have been brave enough to go on that whole trip that was over a month long by myself if I didn't go here. So I think that's very, I grew as a person really
Yes, great.
from the project. So
Great.
yes.
And we mentioned you coming with the other 9 volunteers, so other 9 culture, other 9 country, so you gain too much things. So
Yes.
yeah, that's
Exactly.
cliche is true.
It is truly.
Oh, yes.
And I want to say something to our audience. Please ask your questions, state your ideas.
Yes.
We
and-
are waiting. Olivia
Yeah.
is waiting.
Yeah,
Answer
Olivia
everything.
is dying to answer your questions. She's very looking forward. What is your mind as a question mark? We want to solve everything. Yes, we are here for you guys. Yeah, so actually we can ask, what are your future plans?
I don't know, get my life together. No, right now, after this project is over, I'm planning to stay in Zagreb. Hopefully, I'm applying to some jobs. Hopefully, I can get one, or just find something to do, so I can stay. Because, like I said in the beginning, I wanted to travel, but I can't really go anywhere and find it useful right now.
Yes.
So I think it would be nice to just stay here, because that's like traveling in another way, but instead of going just to many different countries and getting to see them very shallow, I get to go deeper into Croatia and Croatia's culture and whatever I might
Yeah.
experience here. So that's my plan for now. I definitely want to go on more projects in the future, but we'll see about that when I can decide on something.
No. Okay, there's still time, so you can think.
For
And
sure.
Yeah. So are these projects enough for you, these 2, or you planning to continue?
No, I definitely want to do more. I've been thinking about long term for a while, but I mean I'm not very old yet, so I don't have to stress out about that. I have many years left. But yeah, I want to do long term at some point, obviously, to try, see how that is and what kind of project I can do then and where. so I have to decide on something there
Yes.
one day. And it would be nice to do more of these teams, because I find it really cool to be able to go to multiple projects and kind of live that lifestyle of just jumping from project to project. And also it's an awesome way to get to know a country better than just going there
Yes.
as a tourist or
Yes.
something.
Living there for a month or 2 months is more than going tourist. I mean, you know the culture, you know the area, you're getting used to that. The tourist is different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you get to share it with locals, like people who are actually from there, either if it's from the city or the country. And I think it's
Yes,
really cool.
so different things. I mean, you need to experience that
Yes.
on your own. Yes.
Yeah. And
Great.
Now you
I
can.
can see a
No.
question.
Oh, we have a question. Okay. Maya is asking, what would you advise someone who wants to go on a project for the first time? A good question.
very good question. Just do it. It's like the short answer. Just do it.
Jump in.
No, but I would advise them to like actually check out some organizations, maybe on social media, like Facebook is good. There are lots of groups for like Erasmus projects that you can join. Browse the ESC website, like that's what I did, and I just stumbled upon the project. So just have a shallow look, but don't overthink it. Just don't build up too many expectations, and just be open-minded and say yes to everything that you come across. Just be open to the experience and to other people. Be willing to learn and develop.
Yes, because it's like really helps you to develop yourself as an inside experience and everything. I mean, if you see a project which suits you, applying in the same moment is very, very good for you, because I mean, what can you know, like what life is gonna bring you to the experience. Yes.
Exactly. Like no matter what you think it's gonna be so different. So
Yes.
just it's of course like find a project that you think is interesting in a country that you maybe always wanted to visit, or somewhere that you don't know where it is, like either one, and just go without thinking too much about it.
Yes, I mean, if you're thinking about the new environment, do not scare of it. It's gonna be awesome. You will find a thing even if you're scared. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
these
do it.
projects are really unique. You can find this project easily from anywhere. I mean, these have really unique experience.
Yeah, and there's
It
a lot
is.
of projects as far as I see, like
There
project
are
trainings, like team buildings.
Yeah, and especially now, because when I first applied, I thought I only had the 2 chances, like one short term and one long term. But now that you can stack the team volunteerings, like you have so many opportunities to do so many projects. So I think if one turns out to be not great, then you can do another one and then another one. So I think just really trying it out and see what happens.
Yes, exactly. So we have one question also. Sonka asking, what was the biggest cultural shock for you as a Swede here on Croatia?
I can never come up with these shocks, like, or remember them from the top of my head. I just remember them when they happen, kind of. Like, no, but I don't know.
Just give yourself a time, like. What do
Yeah,
you think?
I don't know. I was yawning the other day and I didn't put my hand in front of my mouth, and people poked their fingers into my mouth because apparently it's rude to do that, and I didn't know because no one taught me that in Sweden. So that's the thing. I don't know. It's generally I've had a very sheltered experience, I realize now, but whatever. The eye contact when you say cheers.
Yes, that's so important, because you need to have eye contact when you're doing cheers. Do not forget it. They're getting pissed off if you forget it.
No, but I think we're very known in Sweden for being a little bit cold and reserved, and keeping to ourselves. But what I really love about Croatia and Croatians is their hospitality. So I think that was maybe a little bit of a shock to me. It's a good shock, but it was, very different. That people are, they're very welcoming, and they don't wait long until they really invite you in, either to their homes or their hearts, which is very nice in my opinion. That you really care about other people here, and in every way.
Have you ever had hard times here? Do you have a
In
problem?
both project, well, every time you can consider every time, like first, second.
Well, yeah. Of course, it's not always smooth sailing, but I think it's like we have a good support system here. Like this time, I have my sending organization that I can talk to if anything is bothering me. We have the mentorship program. You can always talk to people in the organization itself as well, no matter what's going on, and obviously the other volunteers that you're with, because you're gonna have to be close to them.
Yes.
During this time. So I mean, yeah, obviously I've had problems, whether it be personal or with other people, or just generally things going on around me. But I think there are lots of good support systems to lean back on.
Yes.
So it's never too much, too draining.
Yes.
It's quite okay.
Organization is important because they support you. They are like your family here, and our family is Syncro. So yeah, we are very good about it. Like we're happy.
Yeah, I really think so. Like first time I came here, I had no idea what I was doing, and the person who was supposed to be like my sending organization contact person, she was on vacation, so I didn't have any contact with my sending organization my first time I was here, for example. But everything turned out fine anyway, because there are like the sending organization is just one leg that you can lean back on, and you have so many other people supporting you. So
Yes, that's very good friendship.
totally
actually.
fine. Yeah.
Okay, we have question. Serkan is asking. As far as I know, you have many projects, but which one is the best for you? Like two, you can guess.
Yes.
If you want to relate, like
Yeah.
areas.
So I did change. I've done change twice now. I went on one youth exchange, like that's what I've done, and I think youth exchanges are super cool, but they're not ESC, so like let's not get too much into that. But they're very short, so I think it was harder to like connect to people there, and just generally it's more hectical. So I think it's more important to really find one that suits you well with the topic that you're interested in. So I would definitely say change is like the best project I did, and obviously first time was very special to me because it was the first thing I ever did, and my first experience, first time I ever went somewhere alone and whatever. But I really like change as a project. I think the motivation behind it is amazing, and the people I've met here are all amazing also. So
Yes,
really the
that's good.
best decision.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree. I mean,
I agree.
also Blanca left the link of the projects. If you would like to volunteer in ESC projects, there's a list of the available volunteering projects, and we will also add this to YouTube, so you can see from over there and or in Facebook, and you can always read the descriptions. I mean, it's like there is a lot of options that you can pick from in it, because it's the one who suits you is very important, I think, because you're in it, you always need to put effort on it, and you can create a lot of beautiful things if you're in your field that you want to choose. Yeah. So you can look at the descriptions and you can see from over there. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, because it's so easy to talk about the personal development and meeting my amazing friends and all that, but at the end of the day, it's also a job that we have to do. With the volunteering, it's not a paid vacation by the European Union.
Yes.
So it's of course important to actually find a project that you're interested in and that you want to work with, because then it will give you even more opportunity to be creative and do something that you love.
And you will see a lot of paths from over there, like you can discover environments, like there's always new gates that opens for you if you want to continue in related projects. Yeah.
Yes.
So
I want to ask you one more question, and if you don't have next question from our audience, we will finish now.
yes.
And my last question is, I want you to talk about restrictions in Zagreb and Croatia, because now mostly people thinking, is there COVID? How you can do that? For example, my friend asking me, how can you do that? Is it possible? Like, aren't there COVIDs in Croatia?
Yeah.
But they don't know. Like, we can do it in under restrictions. I wanted you to tell about restrictions.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, I needed a PCR test, a COVID PCR test, to get into the country. So a PCR test not more than 48 hours old. So I had to do that to be able to enter Croatia, and I think we also had to fill in a health form of sorts, just informing the authorities like that we're healthy and where we're staying, where we're coming from, all of that. And yeah, obviously we talked about not being able to be all of the volunteers in the office, because there's restrictions on like how many people can be in a certain square meters inside, I guess. And when we arrived, all the bars and cafes and restaurants were closed. They opened their terraces on 1st of March, which is really nice. So we can go out to the bar and have a beer now. And you know, we have to wear the masks in the office, in public spaces, public transport. What else did you think about? Anything special?
I think that was all.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there are more, but maybe we're not as affected
Yes.
by them as
I mean,
others.
yeah, we are careful about what we are doing. We are not getting to crowded areas, and these are, I think, enough not to be too panic or something.
Yeah, exactly. And we're considered like we're 10 changers, as we call the volunteers, and we're considered one household, the 10 of us. So basically, once we came here, it doesn't matter where we're from or where we live. Like we all live together now, and we're like one family.
Yes.
So we also have to think about that. Like every decision we make affects everyone else.
You yourself, and thinking about the other 9 friends, volunteers, family, what you wanted to call, they also need to think about themselves, like, and this is what makes you, I think, one of the part of the team. I think also you learning what is team, what's working with them.
Yeah, definitely. That's also like something that is very different from last time I was here.
Yes.
Now we really are, like, I call those people my family on multiple occasions, but this time we kind of really are, because whatever happens, we're gonna be in it together.
I have one question. Maya is asking, I like this question. Did Croatia change your perspective on something? Good. Thank you, Maya.
I don't know if I can say that it was Croatia or the people I met in Croatia or the ESC project itself, but yeah, definitely on meeting new people, the way I viewed myself, the way I viewed, cooperation and solidarity, I guess, European solidarity. Yeah, for sure. I can't really pinpoint anything right now. I
don't know, I'm thinking maybe about, like, you think before the projects, like, this is exactly this, but after you come here, this is change thing. Do you have something like this? For example, I think, like, the finding thing that you feel very helpful, very into it, something, it's finding this thing is more easier for me when I come here, like, until the time I come here. finding this is not that hard. I was thinking that's too hard, but no. I like here, and I like here.
Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned a little bit, like I didn't know much about Croatia before I came here. I knew, the touristy coastline, whatever. I knew there was a war not long ago, but I think my perspective of that really changed. Basically because our coordinator at the time, who wrote the project, she told us about why she wrote the project, and it was kind of because after the war it has still been, the Balkans in general I guess had still been pretty divided, and people tend to turn a bit nationalist, and Croatia's better than everyone, and we're not gonna mix together with the other people around us here, and we're gonna just a bit stay to ourselves. And she wanted to write the project because to like change this at the grassroots level, so like introduce the kids to other cultures as soon as it was possible. And I think that really changed my perspective on it, because the war here, we learned about it in school, and I knew it happened. We have lots of immigrants in Sweden who came during the war, but I didn't know much about it deeper than that. So I think that was really good for all of us who were here at the time. And we also went to visit the war museum. It's like photography of war or something. I can't exactly remember the name right now.
War
But
museum.
yeah, war museum. So I think that's a very good perspective to have, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, we have a question. 2 questions. Okay, great. So one guy asking, you talk about your 2 ESCs and you have been on some other Erasmus projects. What is another thing under the Erasmus umbrella you would like to try?
I guess the classic Erasmus semester when I go study
Yeah.
at some point.
Yes.
That for sure. I want to study, like when I have the chance. I know I want to study in Sweden. I know lots of people want to go abroad and study, but I want to have like my base in Sweden, study in Sweden at a Swedish university, and then go for like an Erasmus semester.
That's everyone is looking for, and there's a lot of participants for that. Yes, best thing ever.
Oh yes, that seems amazing. I've met several people now applying for their semesters and like choosing where to go, and it's so interesting, and there are so many options, and that's very exciting.
Yes.
So that for sure.
Yeah, the deals in the universities and the university you in and other universities deals are under Erasmus umbrella, we can say, are very important. You should have to check what you have deal. Now you can't go everywhere. Like you need to have deal about this, so you need to check for those before. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one criteria that when I've been loosely looking at universities, I'm like, what other universities do they have deals with? Where can I go?
Yeah. Here, I'm picking that.
Yeah, exactly.
Check that.
Like, this sounds interesting. Okay, this is a contender.
Okay. Anthony is asking, which country aside from Croatia would you most like to go volunteer to?
Right now I would say France, probably.
No, that's a good choice.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I studied French in school for several years, but I couldn't speak it to save my life. So I think it would be cool to go, especially for long term, to maybe go to France, because then I would also, get the language lessons that you get when you go for long term practicing, and I would be living in a country where they speak French, obviously. So I would actually learn it properly, so I didn't, waste all of my time in school.
Yes, exactly. Very good thinking. Yeah.
So I think that at the moment, but I mean it depends on what kind of projects I found, what I find interesting. But right now France is like at the top of the list, probably.
Yeah, I like it.
Great. Now we can finish today.
Yes.
Thank you for coming. It was very nice episode today.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having time for listening our Syncast. One more
Or do you want to
question?
finish?
No.
Please
Okay.
answer one more question. Okay. Mary asking, did you take any lessons back home last time? Is there any new perspectives or habits that you changed?
Changed. Yeah, I think last time I was very, very focused on myself the first time I was here. Because, like I said, it was life changing. So I think what I brought back with me home was that I should never have a fixed perspective of who I am. Because it can always be proven like to be the opposite. Like I don't have to be this introvert, shy person because I just proved to myself for 2 months that I'm not. So I think definitely that, and also just in general being, what can I say, like more adventurous. I wanted to get away more and go and experience new things and not being afraid of like doing that alone.
Yes.
So I think definitely last time was more about personal development, and we'll see what other habits and lessons I bring back with me after this time.
Yeah.
Maybe it will be more general and not so focused on myself.
And now you're middle of your project
Yeah.
this time.
So
You had time.
yeah,
Yeah,
1 more month to
so-
learn new lessons.
Oh, we have one more question. So I'm asking, regarding language, what would you like to say are the possibilities here to learn Croatian while on short term? How is your Croatian?
Yeah, I know she asked this because my Croatian is terrible. I can count to 10 and say dobar dan. That's it. No, it was actually great last time because, you know, when you do short term, you don't get the language lessons. I
Yes.
think you get language lessons from like
Long term.
long term. Yeah, I think from like 6 months or something.
Yes,
They start giving you lessons.
that's good actually. You
which
also
is really
learning the language of the area you in. Also, that's very good opportunity to discover new language or practicing this one, like you said, for France. Yes, I'm sorry, you can continue.
No worries. But last time we were really lucky to have another volunteer here, I think she studied Croatian. So she was, like, her Croatian was perfect. She was Italian, but her Croatian was amazing. And so she gave us, you know, just for fun, some Croatian lessons. Unfortunately, I didn't pay a lot of attention, so I didn't learn a lot. But I'm gonna try more this time.
Yes, you still there's time. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. There's still time, and if I'm staying, you know, I'm gonna put some effort into it.
Yes.
But I would say it's very much up to your own interest if you want to learn the language on short
Yes.
term, since no one is, you know, providing you with language lessons or something like that. But I think if you're interested enough and just like I said, put some effort into it, the opportunity is very good because you're gonna be working in an organization where at least some people are from the country where you are volunteering. So I know they can help you, and you can meet locals, obviously, and people who like mentors might be speaking the local language. So there are lots of people there to, you know, teach you whatever you might want to learn regarding that. So definitely good possibilities if you want to.
Yeah.
Do you want to say something Croatian?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Not today.
Maybe next time. Okay, Maya asking, how come you decided to stay in Croatia? Is it because of people or in other things?
It's a mix, I would say. Like I said, I quit my job at home, so I've been trying, you know, to get a job for a few months without any success at home. So I wasn't very happy with that. I felt like I wanted to move out, but it's, you know, kind of difficult and expensive, and like I didn't feel secure enough to do that in Sweden, where the cost of living is very, very high. It's, you know, a little safer than maybe to do it in Croatia. For me, which is, I mean, a big privilege for me to being able to do that. Just coming here and being able to be unemployed for a longer time than if I moved somewhere randomly in Sweden. But definitely that, and I would have, people, friends of mine here. I would love to be closer to them. And like in Sweden, most of my friends started studying, so they're scattered all over the country. Here I know I would have my friend group close to me, which I also really like. I could have more of a social life.
Aw.
And yeah, of course I like the country, the city itself, both.
Important criteria.
Definitely. Like I applied for some random jobs in like England and Ireland and
Yeah.
places, but it feels better and more, it's kind of a coward move in my opinion sometimes when I think about it, but like it feels more secure coming here because I have my friends and I have people to help me out if I bump into any problems. It's not like I'm just throwing myself into the completely
Yes.
unknown, which is really nice.
Understand you.
Yeah.
You want to be there where your family is, so Croatia.
Yes, this is
Yeah.
my second family, so I'm moving to them instead.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have any further questions? We can still reply. We still have time if you want to ask. I'm just gonna go after 7 seconds. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're
you
happy.
it's
Yes,
better
seems
to
like-
finish.
Yes, it's time for to leave, guys.
Okay, now we
Thank
can
you.
finish.
Yeah.
The last control. Okay. So
Yeah, try again.
How are you? Thank you.
thank you for
Maya.
asking.
We're awesome.
Yeah, how are you? We're gonna talk afterwards. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much for everyone. We are very happy if you learned something or if you had fun today. We will like to see you next week. Same hour, same place.
Yeah, if you have any further questions, you can ask from DMs or mails. We have our addresses, our pages. It's all open for your questions. Yeah. And see you next week. Thank you for your time, attention, everything. And as I said in the beginning, we will share our Syncast in YouTube and IG. Please follow us from over there, and you can from also ask over here. And we will be there in every same day, every week. Keep in touch with us for more videos and Syncast, Synclass. Do not forget to attend our events. Please check there. And see you in next time, next hour.
See you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.